It is dusk in rural China. As the sun sinks under the horizon, a familiar nocturnal symphony fills the air. It is the primordial song of a 280-million-year-old species of insect, the cricket. Singing is what the male of the species is known for the world over. But in China, these nightingales of the insect world have another reputation, as gladiators. In its natural habitat, the male cricket, driven by instinct, will engage in combat to protect its territory. The ancient Chinese were fascinated by the cricket's natural pugilistic skills, to the point of obsession. Today, more than 1,000 years later, modern China's obsession with the cricket is alive and well. Fanatical devotees confront each other at nationwide competitions. Honors at stake, with spoils to be won, in the intriguing world of the cricket warriors. Cricket fighting has a long history in China. During the Ming Dynasty, over 500 years ago, it was an activity enjoyed at the highest level of society by the emperor himself. Emperor Ming Xuanzong's love of crickets earned him the nickname the Cricket Emperor. So passionate was his interest in this insect that those seeking the emperor's good graces were wont to pleasing him with gifts of the finest crickets in the land. The emperor's favorite obsession soon became the favorite pastime of his highest court officials. Then, seeing cricket fighting as a status symbol by imperial association, the rich jumped on the bandwagon too. Cricket fighting became the Chinese equivalent to bourgeois English foxhunts. During the Song Dynasty, some 400 years before the Ming period, ancient Chinese street traders were already making a living by hawking crickets to wealthy nobles. In a China where commoner and rich elite hardly breathed the same air, cricket fighting would on scant occasion become a shared passion. It's a passion that survived changing dynasties, a cultural revolution, and a recent economic reawakening. Even against the backdrop of a rapidly modernizing 21st century China, the colorful remnants of its past are alive and well. Cricket fighting today has over 10 million fans in China, and it's been elevated to the ranks of a bona fide sport. Once forced underground during the Cultural Revolution, it is today a common street corner activity, often accompanied by illegal gambling. But for cricket fighting purists, it's more than prize money that motivates them. It is the honorable pursuit of victory.
这个是98年的在苏州的全国冠军。这是02年全国比赛。这是去年2004年，也是全国比赛。我就喜欢蟋蟀这个拼搏的精神，因为作为男人来讲吧，都有一种争强好胜，每个人都会有这种心态，不服输的精神藏在每个人心里。
Yang Weitao is a successful businessman who lives for cricket fighting. To maintain his status as champion, he acquires about 100 new crickets each year, and he gets them from one specific place. Yang will drive 6 hours out of Beijing to Ningyan County in the heart of Shandong Province. Every year, just before autumn, thousands of cricket enthusiasts descend upon Ningyan for the beginning of cricket season. This is where China's toughest crickets are said to be found.
每年，别说今天走到宁阳去，这是快到了 这立秋的时候，从5、6月份开始，我们心里就非常非常兴奋了，就开始痒痒。
Nanyang has a cool climate, with fertile lands fed by the Great Yellow River, conditions apparently that favor sturdy crickets. Crickets are found in abundance in the vast maize fields of Nanyang.
这上面野我回来没过上。
连一拉管都给你撸上了。
Amongst the cash crop are the cash bugs. Crickets are a vital part of the rural economy, with rich city folk traveling to Nanyang to buy the best ones for seasonal cricket fighting competitions.
非常兴奋，就像过年一样。
The beginning of cricket fighting season is an annual affair in Nanyang. Cricket traders and collectors from all over China gather here. Nanyang County officials sell it as a major tourist event, and it's launched with grand fanfare and lots of VIPs.
每年秋季来临阳购西的外地客人达10万人次，交易额近1亿元。宁阳也被称为蟋蟀圣地。
It's a prestigious event, officiated this year by guest of honor Yang Weitao, a testament to his reputation as a well-respected figure in cricket fighting.
剪彩。
斗西大赛也有一套游戏规则，用兵的时候也有一条套路。总的原则是：长不斗宽，黑不斗黄，薄不斗厚，论不斗老，病不斗长。
These pre-season exhibitions give cricket fighters a chance to size up the quality of this year's supply of Nanyang crickets.
交口。单叫，上风打牢，下风正门射考。
我们就来宁阳跟旅游一样，而且呢，每个人的心里都在惦记着，我这次来宁阳一定要买到自己喜爱的或者非常好的将军。
For several years now, Yang has relied on the residents of nearby Kong Village to get him the best crickets. These farmers by day turn cricket hunters by night.
这个是我啊，遇着那个春日他打了洞以后，还。
这个换，
哎换，这个里边呢，这带的是这个装蛐蛐的，哎，这个是没了，装蛐蛐的。
Hidden by night, their prey soon beckons with its familiar song. Perhaps tonight will bring extra cash for these farmers and new champions for Yang Weitao. 6. Creatures of the night. So that's the best time to catch them. The light from dozens of torches cut through the darkness as the cricket hunting farmers of Kong Village descend upon the fields. They work in small teams for safety, because even though the crickets present no threat, these fields are also home to poisonous snakes and spiders.
晚上嘛出去以后，30多个人以后分成5、6伙人，啊，哎，4、5个人一伙。 到地里去抓，因为会人少了的时候啊，发现什么危险的时候啊，没法处理，这样互相有个照应。
The risks these men take are weighed against the potentially huge gains. A male cricket in fighting form means good money in the pocket.
你要人吧？这大检测，这给100块钱吧。 野党嘛，虽说看能值100吧，他当能卖10块20块的。野党嘛，他看值100，能值300，得看那个蛐蛐这个头像或者这个级别了，啊，得看那个蛐脑像死斗虫的话，它价格要高。
The centuries-old wisdom amongst cricket pundits is that the straighter the white markings on a cricket's head, the better a fighter it is. Other winning traits are more obvious. Male crickets with powerful back legs and large jaws make good fighters, in nature as well as in man-made competition. Even the quality of a cricket singing says something about it. So a powerful chirp always beats a whimper. To make that chirping sound, a male cricket stridulates or rapidly rubs its forewings together. Only male crickets sing, and they do so either to stake territorial dominance or for courtship. Male crickets fight by using their powerful jaws to joust and grapple with their opponents. To win, the stronger cricket outshoves, flips or bites his opponent. Quite a show of brute strength. As the loser silently retreats, the winner brags about victory in song. After 4 hours of poking about the undergrowth and maize plants, the cricket hunters regroup to inspect their catch. Of the 3,000 or so known species of crickets in the world, 50 are found in China. There are subtle differences between the types of crickets caught in Ningyan, and each type has its value in a cricket fighter's stable of warriors. Most crickets caught around Ningyan are immediately taken to one of 13 cricket bazaars. These are open till the wee hours of the morning and are busy with buyers, because if you want the best crickets, it's first come, first served.
在我一生当中追过的鱼6000号，我买过一个，最便宜6块买过一个，还特别好。
这个虫子
全球物价黄金有
这价位公道价位，在市场上应该是3000左右，大概应该是多少钱？应该是3000左右，3000都有，3000多有。
什么脑袋好，牙好，
它的龙性好，这个到斗的时候比较干活。
But the market isn't the only place to get the best Ningyan crickets. This is Kong Village. Its 1,200 residents are all members of the extended Kong family, many of whom hunt crickets to supplement their farming income. It's the morning after the big cricket hunt, and young Wei Tao has arrived early for the best picking.
我每家都认得，不是说有几家，有几家我认识几家。嗨，叫我了吗？文凯、文弟。 哈利摩托车。你好，
Yang is a good customer. He's been doing business with the Kongs for several years now.
哎，这条虫子好，这条虫子首先离码够了，这条虫子至少是在6厘半到7厘之间了。2条虫子付你50元，拿着吧。
谢谢。
那我每年呢，差不多100条蟋蟀左右，应该有50%-60%是从这村买到的。但这村的蟋蟀确也很厉害，帮我也打了一些比赛，拿了一些成绩。嗨，新月，你们好啊！
One of the village's most experienced cricket hunters is Kong Xiangui. He's always got a couple of potential champs for Yang.
哎，这条虫子好哎，这大黄板牙，大黄板牙还有点，他们俩哪个厉害，我就要哪个。哇塞，呀，一个回合，2个回合，这只好，这只好，啊，这只好，把我记一下，好吧，好，那我先走了，啊，回叫好，啊，再见，明天见了啊，明天过来，再见。
我们庄有206户人家，大约得有180户吧。这个每家这个出一个劳动力去抓蛐蛐，赚点钱，啊，赚点钱可以这个买摩托车，买这个农用车，可以买电视机，还盖房子，啊，再一个供孩子上学，这个收入也很可观。
According to historical records, the Chinese fascination with crickets began in the Tang dynasty, some 1,200 years ago. But in those days, it was cricket singing, not cricket fighting, that was revered. Ironically, listening to caged cricket sing was a popular form of entertainment for the concubines and courtesans of the imperial court, themselves captives of the emperor. Back in Beijing, young Wei Tao is home after his cricket buying trip to the country. And with this season's competitions nearing, the only kind of singing he's keen on is that which signals a victory in cricket combat.
我今年收虫子，从老乡手里头买了150只左右，比往年要略微多个20-30个。我比较喜欢的虫子有30-40个，然后剩下的一些虫子会挑出一些我认为比较好的将军，会去参加一些北京市的比赛和全国的比赛。
Meanwhile, some 1,400 kilometers away in Beijing's rival city Shanghai, a young cricket fighting hopeful is also preparing for the season.
我很期待，我已经想这天很久了。对，我就想今天可以买到一个虫王回家。
Away from the rural farms and village markets of Ningyang, Shanghai City offers the street-smart buyer alternative sources. In this seedy establishment, Sun finds a black market cricket dealer.
100块钱一条，随便你，无所谓的。
So lucrative is the business that Shandong natives travel to big cities to sell their catch behind closed doors.
干什么？别照了呀！还照什么照？好了，不要搞了，我来买点去，我们不得干。哎呀呀！你们今天谁住这里的？让每个人都出来。
Such are the obstacles Sun Jianhua has to contend with in the pursuit of his goals.
98年全国第一次我参加全国比赛的任子的是上海的，叫孙建华，非常年轻，今年可能也就25多岁。
其实很多事情不是人能够自己做的，但是蟋蟀可以帮你做。就是说，比如你小时候会被大孩子欺负啊。 但是你不可能争得过他们，但是蟋蟀上你可以斗得过他们，他会得到尊重。
这么多年了，我们也是非常好的朋友，也是对手。经常有时全国比赛能碰到。
Sun and Yang have a healthy respect for each other as competitors.
我记得涛哥在02年跟决赛跟我们上海团体队打的时候，他是3比2胜1分胜出的。
Sun remains in Yang's shadow, but perhaps this season will be different.
有可能今年我们还会再交手。
涛哥很强，他是3届全国冠军。对，我也不弱。
It's now left to the upcoming National Cricket Fighting Championships to separate the men from the boys. Shanghai is a vibrant city where the old and new happily coexist. Shanghai native Sun Jianhua is on the lookout for his team of cricket generals. He's come to the Wansheng flower, bird, fish and insect market, where his favorite cricket supplier operates. Wansheng is famous in Shanghai for the swimming, flying, crawling, climbing menagerie of pets offered on sale here.
今年出去不错，比去年要好，因为前2年产地年前比较潮，他们下雨，今年比较干旱，它的体质很好。 今年真的不错，我很开心收到2个满意。1500啊，老大1500块啊，可以吧？
老顾客了，给你便宜。
好，下次要拿好的给我看啊。
一张图，这是要会的。
Sun Jianhua's interest goes beyond just cricket fighting. He's also fascinated by the aesthetics and history that surrounds this ancient pastime.
我是因为玩蛐蛐才引发对古玩的爱好，他们都是中国很传统的文化，而且蛐蛐的用具也是收藏的一个很重要的门类，所以我是因为蛐蛐引发文物古玩方面的兴趣，再引发走到这一步，会有一个场所，这么多的爱蛐蛐、爱古玩的朋友在一起交流的场所。
But there's more to cricket pots than meets the eye. For over 1,000 years, cricket culture has influenced the psyche of Chinese artists, poets and scholars. In the 13th century, a comprehensive manual on cricket called Chu Tze Ching was written. This cricket fighter's Bible still in use today, contains detailed descriptions on how best to rear crickets for fighting, including what kind of pots to use to house them. For 500 years, since the days of the Ming Dynasty, cricket pots have been made from fine clay. The growing popularity of cricket fighting today has helped renew interest in cricket pots and the intricate art of making them. Exquisitely designed cricket pots are still in demand, not just as receptacles for rearing crickets, but as collectible art pieces as well.
这些蟋蟀罐呢，有的我已经用到有10年以上了。大部分我们用的是北盆，是天津制作的。因为养蟋蟀的罐呢，时间越久，老盆的话，蟋蟀在里头可能比较舒服，比较适应这个环境。再静养一段时间的话，到9月20几号，也就陆陆续续的，有的虫的那个状态到的时候，就可以出去和人家去比赛啊，或者去斗一斗。
Before the season's big competitions begin, Yang will put his young warriors through a series of trial fights to whet their appetites for victory. The old tea house is the setting of the first challenge for young Weitao's fighting crickets. Like boxing, cricket fighting is governed by strict rules. Each cricket is agitated into fighting mode with a tickler. But before the battle begins, combatants must open their mandibles wide and sing aggressively. Failure to do so means instant disqualification. A well-matched pair of crickets can keep a bout going with lots of grappling, shoving and throwing. To be crowned the winner, a cricket must first force its opponent to retreat, then burst into song.
你这长得不错。
Yang's cricket is up next, and it's weighed to ensure it's fighting in the right weight division, light, middle or heavy. These are friendly matches. There are no prizes or titles at stake, but experienced cricket fighters watch carefully to assess their warriors' strengths and weaknesses.
这会儿看着虫儿哪有时间说？
开打。
The battle commences, and the crickets lock jaws.
这两人交的不是够呛。
In a blink of an eye, Yang's cricket is bitten and turns tail in hasty retreat.
扔了就要打得嘞，
象征结果。
有局，双向倒，双向倒。
These trial fights aren't going well for three-time champion Yang Weitao. Most of his crickets lose their bouts. He'll have to rethink his lineup of cricket warriors before the major competitions begin. But these pre-contest defeats do not really faze Yang.
没有，差一点儿。
输掉了11比8，输了3分。
Yang has a reputation for fielding the best crickets when it counts the most.
涛哥是很稳重的人，他最强的是整体实力，不是单体蟋蟀。他整体实力很强，他不需要先进攻你，他会观察你的蟋蟀，用他最好的方式来获得胜利。我会把最强的蟋蟀罗列出来跟他斗。
Back in Shanghai, Sun Jianhua is gearing up for the national cricket fighting competitions that are just around the corner. Pampering his cricket warriors is part of his pre-competition preparation.
洗个澡，
Bathing his crickets keeps them free of disease and keeps them cool.
深秋以后，在南北方都有试斗，就是说把一些体格不错，但是品种一般的蟋蟀和一些我们比较看好的蟋蟀，这个比斗。这个时候呢，我们可以看出这个蟋蟀格斗的技巧很重要，可以判断它以后是不是能够上比较大的比赛。OK。
Sun's ability to identify and analyze each cricket's fighting style is crucial to assembling a winning team of warriors from the rank and file. He hopes he's made the right choices.
现在呢是给蟋蟀呢做早餐，但是呢蟋蟀呢一天只吃一顿饭。我首先介绍一下啊，这个呢是我们在每年去抓蟋蟀之前，大概5、6月份啊，我们就事先做好了蟋蟀吃的东西。
His poor showing at the Beijing tea house trials hasn't discouraged young Wei Tao. Like a quartermaster feeding his soldiers, he places a miniature bamboo tray of a special concoction into each cricket pot.
中秋和晚秋的东西呢，可能加一些新食，鱼头的粉呀，还有一些河虾呀、蟹肉啊等等的，每个人的方式不一样。
But the time for preparation is coming to an end. This year's season of national competitions will soon be upon him. Back in Shanghai, anxiety is giving Sun Jianhua sleepless nights. He hopes that this season he will win his first ever major competition.
蛮兴奋、蛮期待，也蛮忐忑的。你觉得会不会遇到很强的对手？涛哥吧，当然还很多强手，不过路总是要走的，斗也很开心。
This is the venue of the first big competition of the season, the inaugural Beijing Nationals.
欢迎欢迎，热烈欢迎！咬死你啊！来，先进来。哎，好。
As a Beijing native, Yang's been roped in to help organize the event. China's top 18 teams are here. Amongst them is Sun Jianhua from the Shanghai team. Soon, old friends and rivals are reunited.
拿第一把握很大呀！来，两位来，三楼。
Before the competition begins, all crickets are left in the care of impartial officials. Like star athletes, cricket warriors are given the royal treatment, a relaxing herbal spa, a special diet of distilled water and cooked yellow rice. This diet helps clear their systems of illegal performance-enhancing substances. Each team submits 11 cricket warriors for competition, and each cricket is placed in the appropriate weight division. Finally, it is the luck of the draw that decides which teams face off against each other.
黄板期，您是哪个？
无锡队。比赛开始，希望比赛给大家带来欢乐，谢谢大家。好。
第一步，了解敌人，我们会沟通好，知道他的情报。第二步，把自己的精兵排在第一位，首战必胜，这是我的打法。不管消耗多少我消耗，他消耗的更大。
But the time for talk has passed. It is now time for cricket warriors to do battle. Sun's first warrior is stimulated into aggression. The divider is removed, and the crickets quickly engage each other. It is an energetic battle that ends quite suddenly when Sun's cricket successfully intimidates its opponent into fleeing hastily. It's a quick victory for Sun, and a good start to his championship bid. But his first-round opponents aren't novices. They're the team from Jinan in Shandong Province, home of China's best fighting crickets. Sun soon sees his early lead dissipate as his crickets lose their subsequent matches one after another. The young hopeful cannot hide his disappointment at losing this first round. But all is not lost. Sun still has 2 more rounds to make a comeback and perhaps finally achieve his dream of winning a major competition. It is day 2 of the Beijing National Cricket Fighting Competition. For the most part, the bouts go on without a hitch. But then passions flare and a dispute ensues. Young Wei Tao, though a cricket fighter himself, is asked to intervene wearing his organizer's hat.
没有救命，打过来有没有咬？
他扒了过来，
有没有嘴里咬嘛？
离开他距离了吗？
自己回头，他自己咬了，等于我有什么大忌？我放什么关？没有救命了。
我们是玩儿，是开心，好吗？老爷子别着急。
But cricket fighters take these competitions very seriously, so every point matters.
昨天上午是跟目前积分最高的队打的，济南队，白良老师打，打的一般，不如他们，因为北方队有地利嘛。下午是跟无锡队打平，还可以，基本上他慢慢调整过来。今天还有一轮还不知道，尚未可知。
下场9分钟，现在开始。
To truly appreciate cricket fighting, one has to understand the mechanics of cricket combat. As with human martial arts, there are several fighting styles and strategies involved. Some combatants favor the direct, aggressive, full frontal assault. Others favor crushing overhead body slams and a variety of throws designed to stun or disable opponents. There are several ways to grapple, push, and hold your rival to force them into submission. And you can only win if your opponent submits and retreats. When he does, the fight is over. This is Sun's 3rd and final round. He's up against the team from Suzhou, and they are strong contenders. Sun's been on a losing streak, so even if this last cricket wins, it will not change the overall outcome. Sun's final cricket warrior loses. Another shot at a major national championship misfires, but he takes defeat philosophically.
有进步，我操！对，有进步。有进步嘛？是不是？有进步。这次，比分打得一般，就是还过得去，因为碰到2个都是强队，这跟抽签那个比赛也有运气的成分在里边嘛，也有关系。不过觉得不错，是一次很好的历练。明年如果有，还是会参加。对。
While Sun makes an early exit, his friend and rival Yang Weitao's Beijing cricket warriors are still in the running. They're up against the team from Tianjin. Yang watches the action from afar. Perhaps the excitement is just too much to bear. Steadily, the Beijing team chalks up win after win. Yang has chosen his cricket gladiators well. The Beijing Nationals are so far a success for Yang Weitao. His team trounces the cricket fighters from Tianjin.
北京的这个民雄队，他们的选虫啊、龙形什么的都做得非常好。
说实话，最后一条虫子生的立马比他大。
民虫协会的张会长。
But despite the Beijing team's strong showing, it is the men from Wuxi that clinch first place. Yang's team finishes 4th, but like most cricket fighters, he's already turned his attention to the oldest cricket fighting competition in China, the prestigious Suzhou Nationals.
我10月9号可能要去苏州，用我自己的虫子要打苏州的全国比赛，希望能打出好成绩。
Sun Jianhua's team placed a disappointing 15th. He makes an unexpected decision not to compete in Suzhou.
因为个人原因的关系，身体不太好，我需要一段时间治病。 那我会把这次厉害的区啊，提供给涛哥，把力量集中在一起，让他在苏州比赛尽量的打出好成绩。我看，哟，给你带两重来，
带两重我看看
啊，来看看，搁这儿。
This selfless act best describes the enduring friendship between these two cricket fighting rivals.
我准备5点来钟吧。
While Sun will not make the Suzhou meet, at least his crickets will be there to represent him. Yang now has 1 week to prime his new lineup of crickets for the Suzhou national meet. His cricket warriors have now reached maturity, and Yang has to indulge them in a more pleasurable activity. Sex.
根据虫子的习性，我们就陆陆续续会把三尾放在里面了。所以呢，我们要每天晚上把三尾放到盆里来和蟋蟀呢，因为开始蟋蟀呢属于也是比较年轻，还不能够说24小时的和三尾在一起同居，然后到蟋蟀的晚期了，蟋蟀就母的蟋蟀三尾呢，就要天天的和公的蟋蟀在一起了。
In its natural habitat, the male cricket sings a sweeter variation of its song. An attracted female will approach the male from behind and mount him. In the cricket world, it's the female that mounts the male. Mating helps reduce restlessness in mature male crickets, making them better, perhaps happier fighters. The ancient city of Suzhou beckons cricket fighters from all over China. It is the venue of the most esteemed cricket fighting contest, the National Cricket Fighting Championship. Many familiar faces from the Beijing meet are present. As far as Yang Weitao is concerned, all earlier contests were warm-ups for Suzhou.
一会儿看我斗虫子，看我怎么养它们。
Yang's cricket warriors first take on the local favorite, Suzhou's Golden Dragons. The Golden Dragons have had a great run so far this season, so this will be a tough round. The trainers work their ticklers vigorously to agitate their respective warriors into an aggressive stance, mandibles open wide and chirping angrily. The bout begins, and almost immediately, Yang's cricket is bitten hard. For a moment, it appears shell-shocked. Yang's first cricket warrior is defeated, and he's off to a bad start. He's counting on his subsequent crickets to make up for the early loss. Yang encountered the Golden Dragons last year and successfully beat them. This year, the tables are turned. At the end of 7 bouts, Yang's team loses out to the Golden Dragons 3 wins to 4.
第一场失利，去年的冠亚军也是跟他斗的，就在苏州比赛冠亚军。当时去年赢了人家，人家赢我1场也非常正常，很合理的。但是呢，因为小组赛呢，后头还有2场比赛，出现的几率还是很高，所以下午再继续努力。运筹帷幄，一会儿7条大将军既要出征。
Round 2 pits Yang's generals against another local team, Suzhou Jinjiang. Yang is taking no chances. He wears red, the traditional Chinese color for good fortune. Yang's first cricket scores a win almost instantly. But it is a controversial win.
他们呢可能就看了这个情况不太清楚，直接到里面来干预这个事情了，没向我们这个裁判组提出，所以呢，现在他自动的要求这撤离就是从了。我现在裁判组现在判他 输掉了。
As the losing teams make their exit, the remaining contenders prepare for their final assault.
北京队肯定出现了。
It's another day of competition at the Suzhou National Cricket Fighting Championship. Yang's Crickets must win this round against the Suzhou team to advance to the next stage. Months of preparation all comes down to these next few moments. Yang has winning crickets from earlier bouts in his lineup. He's hoping their recent taste for victory will give them an edge. But it is a gamble. They may be exhausted. It's a gamble that pays off. Yang is through to the next round.
后头有几条虫子100%会赢的。
Yang's Crickets will have to work hard to win the next round, because the competition is once again the Golden Dragons. Their encounter in round 1 of this meet ended up in defeat for Yang. As 3-time champion, the outcome of this competition is important to Yang. But more important is the lesson his indomitable cricket warriors teach him. This humble insect's persistence in the face of adversity is something that inspires him.
他在斗盆里面，他战死疆场，他可以死在这个疆场战死，但是他不会认输，所以我越来越痴迷和喜欢蟋蟀。
Yang's cricket is badly injured and retreats. It is now the referee's call whether it's been defeated or if it should be allowed to continue fighting. A decision is taken. Yang's cricket has lost this crucial bout. In the end, Yang's team finishes a respectable third.
咱虫打得不错，真的，就一共40条虫子，40条虫子要打51个，你看。
Back home in Beijing, young Weitao says goodbye to cricket fighting season and turns his attention to his other passion.
蟋蟀呢，一般都是每年的8月份到11月份，但是没有蟋蟀季节呢，我可能就跟鸽子在一起时间比较多。最关键，它也是参加比赛，每个周末都会有信鸽的竞抢比赛，所以呢，如果能拿到好成绩呢，也是很开心的。
Yang had planned to retire from cricket fighting had he won the Nationals, but his loss guarantees his return next year. Sun Jianhua will be back too, with a new team of cricket warriors scoured from the street vendors of Shanghai.
为了没到牛波了，要不啦？回去。
明年的这个重要的地方有2个，第一个是自己玩好有好的成绩，比这更重要的是，你能够带给大家什么？对这个文化的推动是什么？你能做一点对大家有帮助、为大家好的事情吗？如果能做的话，你尽力去做，这个是明年的重中之重。包括如果明年上海本地有全国比赛，很有可能组织推动它。
Cricket fighters like Sun represent the younger face of this enduring, fast-growing and intrinsically Chinese sport. In this land of great mythical heroes, the humble cricket warrior still captures the imagination of Chinese from all walks of life, as it had 1,000 years ago. From bygone imperial courts to the villages and cities of today, this bug, no longer than half a human thumb, has a cherished place in China's past, and undoubtedly in its future. And that is certainly something to sing about.